Hi and welcome back to Bill's Cichlid room. Well, I did a video a couple of weeks ago on how I actually built the fish room about 20 years ago, and I actually alluded that what I was going to do is have a look at insulating the tanks. So I actually got around to doing it this weekend. So this is what I used. And as you can see, it actually says on it that it's safe for fish tanks, which I thought was quite amusing. So what my idea was, when I originally built the fish room, I insulated the room. I went into that in great detail on the last video. But what I was doing then, I was space heating the room. So insulating the room made perfect sense. What I'm doing now, because I've only set up half the fish room, I've only got half the tanks with fish in them, I'm actually using heaters in all the tanks. With the cost of electricity going through the roof, like particularly in the UK, probably throughout the world. So I thought, okay, well, what can I use to actually insulate the tanks themselves, to try and keep the heat in the tank? Because all that's happening is that it's heating up the water in the tank. The heat's actually escaping into the room because it is always quite warm down in the basement. So yeah, I was looking around. I was thinking of using the foil blankets that you get in first aid kits, maybe wrapping that onto cardboard. I thought that might be a cost-effective way of doing it. And then somebody pointed out to me that you can actually get like this tinfoil bubble wrap. So they sell it in B&Q, Screwfix, places like that in the UK. It's about £25 for a roll. It's a 10-metre roll. So I've actually managed to do like all that I wanted to do in the fish tank with one roll, which was quite cost effective. So yeah, there you are. Let's have a look and see what I've actually done. So on this rack here, it's actually already up against the wall, as you can see. So I thought, well, there's no point insulating the back of it. So what I've done, I've actually insulated the side, which goes right down, and I've actually insulated the bottom all underneath the tanks. Don't know whether I'm going to be able to see it here, but yeah, so I've gone right along the whole rack. I've just used tape to put it up with. I did it yesterday, so yeah, I need to put some tape in some other bits. And then what I've done on this side, same again. I've done the whole of the side, all underneath, going right down, and I've actually done the backs as well. So effectively what I've done, I've cut the room in half, so any heat that does escape from the tanks, obviously it can't escape at the bottom of the tank, so the heat that rises anyway, so it's going to come up. I haven't done the bottom of the top ones because again, heat rises, so it will help to heat those tanks. You can't do the tops of the tank because the light won't be able to get in there. But yeah, it was quite easy to put up, to be honest. Yeah, with it being like a bubble wrap, it's quite easy to cut as well, so you're able to cut it in places to actually get it to fit. Need to do a bit of a tidying up job on some bits, but yeah, all in all, not a bad job. So yeah, hopefully this will help to reduce the electricity cost of running the fish room, which is the main cost in the fish room. Yeah, so just something else to show you before we wrap up this video. If you're actually planning on building a fish room and you're using like it's 2x4s that I'm using for all the racking, one good tip really is at the bottom where it touches the floor, if you actually use like a tile to actually keep it off the floor, that way when you have floods, which inevitably you will do, particularly if you're anything like me, the wood doesn't actually get wet itself, and so like it doesn't rot. So you know, as you know, the fish room has been set up for what, 20 years now. Okay, it's only been running for 10 of those, but yeah, all the wood's still solid. So yeah, it's a good little tip. The other thing as well, if you're thinking of building a fish room, with the lower racks, try not to put them like too close to the ground. I know it's really tempting because you can get an extra rack in. Well, you could do on this one, but it's actually when you're siphoning the water out, if the tank's too low, you do have problems actually getting the siphon going. I did have a rack many years ago where I had one which was only about an inch off the ground, and I had to use like a water pump to actually get the siphon going to do the water changes. So yeah, it's it all goes in the planning, I suppose. But yeah, hopefully you think it's not a bad job that I've done here, and yeah, if it helps reduce the electricity cost, like so much the better. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you got some tips out of it. Yeah, it's when you've got a fish room, it's not like you can just go and buy one off the shelf and just install it. You have got to adapt as time goes by, which is one of the parts that I actually do enjoy, when you come across a challenge and you've got to try and work out a cost-effective way of doing it. So yeah, if you've got any tips yourselves on any ways to make the fish room like more economical to run, in particular, because I mean, you know, the cost of running a fish room, it is a lot more than just running one tank. So yeah, you do try to keep the cost as low as possible. That way you've got more money to spend on the fish. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.